Philly Bruja coming with you tonight. Let's just put all that whole nature boy thing aside and Hassan Campbell, because that's not why my channel is here. My channel is here for spiritual enlightenment, right? So I was thinking about all of that, and then I was speaking to one of my moon babies who's having a situation with land, property, family in a whole nother country. And, I was a little bit inspired tonight, to pull out my guitar, my acoustic guitar. Oh my gosh, y'all, I have not tuned this thing in like years. Because I had a really crazy accident where I broke my wrist. So I had to stop playing. So, yeah. I was listening to the music and I was listening to the vibes. And I thought, okay, let's see. Right? So tonight we're going to talk about, it's a beautiful Monday night. The night of Aleba. If you want to do that kind of work, you can. That'll be good. The gate opener, Aleba, Papa Leba, whatever the energy, it's all still the same. So, yeah. We'll get into the Intranquil Spirit, because I know a lot of you guys have been seeing things on the internet that's telling you to like a pink candle and shit as far as using the Intranquil Spirit. Don't do that. So, yeah. Put that on pause, y'all, because I don't want them to get me. I don't want them to get me. So I'm just, because I haven't used this in so long. Hold on. You can see. You can see it. That one is weak. I'm going to strengthen that one. Off tune. And it's been so long that I don't even know where my pick is. And that's me being honest. So, that's good. Not so much. Alright, I'm not going to hold y'all too long. This one right here. It's bad. I'm not going to hold y'all too long. I do want to talk about the Intranquil Spirit tonight. Because I've seen a lot of things online, I'm tightening up my strings, y'all. I haven't used my guitar in a couple years because I had that accident with my wrist. So yeah, let me go ahead and tighten my strings a little bit. I was gonna play Lauryn Hill's version of When It All Falls Down, but it sounded pretty good. Maybe I can execute it. I don't know. We'll see. I would like to show that, but my wrist, I broke it completely in half a couple years ago when I was just learning. So, but tonight we're going to talk about the Intranquil Spirit. I seen online, a couple things with people putting that online about using that for love spells and stuff, and telling people to use the Intranquil Spirit for love spells. No, I would never do that. When I think of the Intranquil Spirit, I think of spirits, people who has died tragically, right? So if you saw my videos and stuff like that, you know that I have many family who's died tragically, right? So for me to sit here and say they're intranquil, it would be a lie, because they're not. They're at peace. Most of them, they already know. So let's get into that tonight. I actually did. I took some notes and I wrote it down. Shout out to I think, where did I get these from? Organic tea, I think so. It says Queen. Yeah, I think I got that from her. So we can go ahead and get into this. Let me see. I don't know. I might be able to play tonight. They tight. So we'll see, right? All right. Run is coming to an end, y'all. So I'll say that when the spiritual community got involved, because he's not part of the spiritual community, he's not part of the metaphysical community, none of that. He was always, someone who kind of like rode his own lane, as far as getting out of Babylon and doing his thing and all that stuff. That's cute, right? But obviously, if the internet goes to there tomorrow, he fucked. A lot of people fucked, right? So, let's talk about the Intranquil Spirit, because I've been seeing that online. Different people putting up different kind of spells and stuff with that, and they talking about using a pink candle as far as bringing your lover back. This is just all from my perspective. I would never use an Intranquil Spirit to bring a lover back or anything that has to do with love. I send the Intranquil Spirit out when some shit is it's like really real, like things is popping and I need things to go my way faster, regardless of who it may hurt or anything like that. And people are under the impression that the Intranquil Spirit is one. No, the Intranquil Spirit can be many, depending on your location, where you are when you do it. You never know. You never know like what unrested, like spirits and stuff is roaming around. So when you do that kind of thing, they actually have the Intranquil Spirit prayer. It's online. I saw it. It's pretty correct. Yeah, they got that there. So for the folks that's want to be hard-headed and do something like that, just listen up. Just be mindful before you do it, because then you're going to pay somebody like me, a lot of money to fix it. You know what I mean? Intranquil Spirit is not just one, it's many. Intranquil Spirit is a spirit who was here, who was a person at one time, who actually died probably a very tragic life, or they was like a murderer, um, rapist, anything sadistic that you can think of, that could be like an intranquil spirit. For myself personally, I do have intranquil spirits in my family, but I don't like to call them that because they are at rest. I make sure that, they're at rest. So, oh yeah, let me get, y'all can get these. It says the Philly Bruja, but if you want your own little cup, I don't know. My second home is Chicago, so it could be like the Chicago Bruja. Hit me up and I'll send you one, okay? That's just a little, yeah. But yeah, people think that the Intranquil Spirit could be one. No, it could be many. If you're conjuring and doing that kind of stuff, uh, you really don't know what you're getting into unless you know what you're dealing with, unless you know how to do it, right? So when people use that, I've seen it on YouTube, and it was like coming across my timeline, and I was just so completely like, what the hell? I would never use that as far as love, getting somebody to come back to you, because they're not going to come back to you the same anyway. The only time I've ever reached out for an intranquil spirit, because again, like I said in my videos before, prior to this, mini videos, I have several. I literally live across the street from my ancestors. Not all of them died peacefully, so including my own mother. They didn't die peacefully, but they are at peace, and they have no problem coming to help out when I need it. But it's only when I really need it, right? So hold on. I did take some notes. Believe it or not, I think that's the analytical person in me about as far as intranquil spirits goes. In this, I did take some notes about what I had saw online about people talking about love work and lighting the pink candle. That's bullshit, y'all. It's bullshit. When working with an intranquil spirit regarding what you're conjuring it for, you need to be mindful, because they can literally just, take you over, and, you got to take their place in the underworld or whatever dimension that's in. You're going to have to take that spot. And then, you ever seen somebody who, like, completely just change? And you're like, what the hell? What happened? This ain't even the same person no more. A lot of times that's what happens. So, just be mindful of that. And definitely, if you do decide to do that, because I know some of you will anyway, you will. It won't be the first or the last time I go and, fix something like this. You go and you conjure some things, some spiritual things, with the quote unquote, what they call it, black arts. I don't believe in black or white. It just is. You're gonna need to make an offering to that spirit. And I have to be very honest with you. Make sure you know who you're talking to, who grave you're going to get dirt. 1 second, I'll show you. Okay. So this would be considered a jar of gold. This is an Intranquil Spirit in here. However, I have direct bloodline to this. This person is really not at unrest. They're at peace. But they will come out and, handle business. If it's necessary, they'll come out and handle business. So when I saw this stuff on YouTube and Google, it came across my timeline, for whatever reason. And I'm like, yeah, let me go ahead and make a video and clear this up, right? Because I would not suggest, as some of those videos talk about, like, they like, yeah, like, find a robber, murderer, whomever, in a graveyard and go get their dirt, blah, blah, blah. Don't do that. Don't do that, because people could be minding their business and enjoying their afterlife, and you go and disturb that shit, and then you have some other kind of shit, because you're opening up your house and your home and your spirit to a whole bunch of shit, right? Right. So, with Intranquil Spirit, obviously I'm not going to sit here and give y'all the prayer, but the prayer that's online is extremely accurate. What the fuck? It's extremely accurate, y'all. I read it and I was like, OMG. Like, some love-struck person could be like, just walking into a cemetery. You can go to the left and read the headstones and see what's what, and then they fucked up. So, yeah, you guys. Intranquil Spirit, no, I do not suggest using it to bring a love interest back. That love work shit, I cannot stress enough how infinitesimal it is. You gonna end up with who you supposed to be with regardless. Yes, you will. Doing that love work on them and all that other stuff. Why? Makes no sense. But yeah, the Intranquil Spirit, most people think that it's one. No, it could be many, depending on where you are and where you're located. It could be what other, like, spirits is, at unrest, as far as someone who's got killed, someone who's been murdered, anything like that. Like, I don't know if you ever walk to the crossroads where you are in your town or your city, and leave some offerings for Papa Legby or whatever. You'll see there are spirits that are that they're at unrest. You'll see it. You'll see it for yourself. And even when you start to do that kind of work, you could be like having a regular day. You could have a regular day, and you'll see some old man with a little walking cane, or you might see a little boy who throws his little hand out and give you a high five because he got candy and toys. That's Papa Legba. So, yeah, just keep that in mind. When you start doing this kind of stuff, just be mindful. You are literally inviting those kind of spirits and things into your home. And yeah, Intranquil Spirit, I would not suggest it for love work. I've never seen this shit done for love work ever. I've only used it when I was coming for somebody, and that's not often. That's not often, y'all. When I have, it was for something very important. Either my family was in danger, or I was trying to, put my energy into something else. So, yeah. The Intranquil Spirit, don't mess with it. I'm going to say, me personally, don't mess with it for love work. The video I saw had a pink candle. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? We talking about a person who left this dimension tragically, right? It left this dimension tragically. What the hell make you think that this thing, this entity, this energy is gonna work on your behalf as far as love? Please. That's bullshit. Don't fall for that. Because then that's when you get jumped. You get jumped. By some, spirit that's chilling, walking. I don't know about y'all, but where I live, I gotta protect my ass. Yes. So y'all go ahead. Y'all have a good night. That was my a real quick lesson on Intranquil Spirits. Don't use them unless you really have to, unless it's really important. I have not used Intranquil Spirit. I feel like this thing it just want to get pulled off my head. I have not used the Intranquil Spirit since October of 2018. And you better believe I did all my offerings and everything else. And then, like, recently I went back and I gave more offerings just to say thank you, for everything turning out right. So, yeah. This ain't about no nature boy. This is about my, spiritual channel. Because that's what this started about. That freaking Flora Byrne, she pulled the Brujas in and the mystics and the light workers. She pulled us in. You know what I mean? And now all that stuff is going on with him. So yeah. Just, it is what it is. But the Intranquil Spirit, you guys, I just want you to be mindful. Please, 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 and please. Be mindful of that Intranquil Spirit. Because you might not always get what you're looking for. And not everybody has sigils, tattoos on them. Like this, that means life. The Ankh means life. Crosses means death. This means life. So, I'm pretty much protected in that area. So, yeah, Intranquil Spirit, I seen the trend going on about people invoking it. There is not one Intranquil Spirit. When you invoke it, you are invoking many. You don't know who you want to get. You know what I mean? So, alright, you guys. Have a good night. Happy Monday. Ashe.